This is my natural driving pose.
Oh, goodness grief, over here. Okay, so seatbelt, so you have your seatbelt on. Good, yay, awesome. Hello, everybody. Hello, Keon acting silly. Yes, so.
Good afternoon, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Happy last weekend of fall, by the way. This next weekend is going to, well, not last weekend of summer, I should say.
So it'll only be 99 instead of 100.
Yeah.
Yay.
Unfortunately, that's the case. I am Morris.
I'm Keon.
Awesome. And welcome to Talk Around Austin.
Hey.
Yay! Awesome. This show is a little bit different because we're driving around Austin.
After being outside for a little bit, so it's a little flowing. Excuse me.
Yeah, we had a photo shoot before we did this. So before we drive around, our destination, we're actually in North Austin right now. And the thing about North Austin is that there's so many different places to go to in North Austin. We're headed to the Domain.
Yeah, which is right across the highway, but we're just going to take the scenic route. Yeah, I'm right next to North by Northwest. There's a whole bunch of stuff just right here. I walk to the movie theater every now and again. It gives me a chance to have a little.
You walk to the theater?
It's right there. Have a little drink on the way over.
Okay, so yeah, he walks, I drive. But the good thing about this area is that you have the Gateway Theater, you have iPic that's in the Domain. You also have the Arbor.
The more independent type of movies.
They do a lot of independent stuff there.
So it's really close. So we're near a lot of stuff. So if you're in the Arboretum area, that's the Arboretum and Domain area, you have a lot of stuff right at your fingertips.
Okay.
You know, a lot of chain stuff, but there are some local things too, and you are pretty central to a lot of highways. We're not central to central, but we're really easily accessible to a lot of major highways, which gets you places easier.
Yeah.
So in non-traffic times, it takes me like 15, 16 minutes to get downtown.
And most people live north
anyway,
so most people live north, they live down, but they work downtown, so this is good. It's awesome. So I'm so excited. We're gonna get on the road, and we're gonna get on the road. So let's do this. So first of all, Keon, let me ask you this question. Let me make sure no one's behind me. I don't want to hit somebody.
I would like it if you didn't hit anybody either.
Okay, yeah. I have insurance, but I don't want it to go sky high. All right, so Keon, how you been?
You know what? I've been good. I have, in the last few weeks, have I traveled a little bit? Yeah,
yes,
I've done a little bit of traveling.
Because we haven't had a show since, really, it's been a while.
Since
July.
Beginning of August.
July.
I don't know.
Something like that.
You know, we're old. I forget.
What's
your name again? What's your name again, baby?
Oh, Lord Jesus. Help us, Jesus. Help us.
So, yeah, really just kind of the norm, you know. For queer folks, it's a lot of times it's like, well, what's new with you? It's like, well, you know, work. Like, I don't have any kids. I'm not married or dating.
Okay,
which is perfectly fine.
Put your whole summary on there.
Put all my business out there, but yeah, just a lot of work stuff. And I actually have to work. That's one of the things. I do have to use my mind grapes when I'm at work, coming up with different solutions, all of that. And so, compared to my job before, I've been at this job for a little bit less than a year, but before, like, I would pretty much do about an hour or two of work. And then traipse around the office with folders in hand, making it look like I'm really doing something.
Now, people at work listening to this, by the way, are they like, do you know if they join us? And you don't mind them knowing that?
From my last job.
From your last job. Okay.
No, this was my current job. I have to work my butt off.
Okay.
Whether it's in a meeting or impromptu call, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I enjoy it, but man, it's a lot. I'm an HR manager, and so there's a lot going on because we're almost like a startup, even though we've been around for a long time. So,
and is it
going on?
So it's a startup to Austin, right? It's like a Austin startup. I mean,
it's not a startup because it's been around for 20 years, but it's like we've gone through a lot of reorganizations. So we have a lot going on.
Okay.
And it's actually right over this way, right near my place.
Okay.
So, but yeah, just work. A little bit of travel during my birthday time, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Oh, wait a minute. No, we can't stop with that.
No?
We do have to continue on with Keon. Well, okay, I'll just, yeah. Well, no. I want to know about what you did, because technically you went out of town a lot.
Not a lot.
Every weekend it seemed like.
Well, I like to Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio.
But that's Texas. I mean, that's Texas
True.
cities.
I mean, like mainly family stuff. You know, it's
Okay.
going to Houston and Dallas, going to the big cities, so to speak. That can be a lot of fun, but it also can be a lot of headache. But mostly anytime I go is to see family, maybe see some friends, and also to get my little swerve on, because the reality is, you go to a bigger city, there's more options.
There is more options, but you know the good thing is that Austin. I feel like Austin's becoming more optional. More options, I should say.
That's very true, but when you've been here for a long time like we have, when you're talking about doing what we do, and that there's stuff to do that's fun,
Yeah.
but when you're looking for a variety of men's,
Okay.
when you're around people for an extended period of time, you're like, you want to have new varieties.
Okay.
So that's why you go to these other
I do notice last week we went to the Beyond Brothers Summit, and it was great. It was a great tool to network. I met people that I didn't really know, but I did kind of feel like it was like a pocket of people that I already knew.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. When you go out of town, it's more of more variety, more you see more new faces.
Just new faces. But you know what? But like you said, though, there were some people that we didn't know, because we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah, we do know that.
Which was really exciting to see. It's like, oh, I have never met you before, and you've been here for 3 years. How does that happen? Because I know I've done that a lot. When I see someone who clearly seems like they're somewhat local,
Yeah.
I'll go up to them and be like, why don't I know you if they're a queer person of color? Because I hate to put it this way, but it's like, I should know you because I'm out and about. I try to be involved.
Yeah.
You know, we know a lot of people, and there will be some people just for whatever reason, we might know a lot of the same people, might be in a lot of the same spaces,
Yeah.
but we've just never connected for whatever reason. And
yeah, you're right about
it's
that.
really cool to get out, even for someone who's been here for what, 14, 15 years,
Yeah.
and still always meet new people, different
Yeah.
folks, and
And-
good people.
Good people, yes. Because Austin's known for people come in and then leave. They're like,
It's a
especially people of
transition
color.
city.
There we
Yeah.
go. It's a transition city.
They come and they get some experience. They might get their first job, because it definitely is.
They just graduated college.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
an
they just do
employee. It's a very employee-centric city because the unemployment rate is so low that it's easier to get a job here than other places. But they
Yeah.
use it as a springboard to go off. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of folks that have cycled through this city,
Yeah.
so, which is kind of unfortunate at times. But
It
there
is.
are some good people that come and they stay.
Because you build connections. I mean, some of these connections, like, man, when some friends of mine left, I was like, man, why y'all gonna leave? I'm gonna
Yeah.
miss you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I mean, I travel, but it's hard to travel like going
All
to.
the time.
Yeah, I don't want to go to I don't know, New Mexico all the time and visit my friends. I want to come. Sometimes I want them to be in Texas. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
So yes, Austin is really. I think it's a great city. I used to hate it, hate with passion.
Why?
Because it was I was born and raised here. And back in the day, there wasn't anything to do. There was nothing to do back in the day.
It was different. It was
Yeah.
really different. Even in the time I've been here, which is about 13, 14 years, it's transitioned significantly.
Yeah.
But
But the good thing, transitioning into transitioning, I like the way you did that. That was cute. Transitioning to what happened in Austin. You, like I mentioned before, there was the Beyond Brothers Summit, which was really great last weekend. A lot of good things are happening. In my opinion, for people of color, like for example, later on this month, it's going to be the Austin AIDS Walk, and
Big Frida's going to be
yes.
performing. Yeah.
And that's like the 20th. That's like I think on Saturday or Friday or Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday morning. It's gonna be awesome. Really good event to go to. Shout out to Sheldon. His birthday's today. Yay, Sheldon!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! And he's the president of Austin Black Pride. So he does that. And I saw my friend Tariq last week, and him and Joe are having a production that same week.
What is it?
It's a Love. It's
Evening of Love?
yes, there we go. Evening in Love, and it's on a Friday night, which is gonna be
Okay.
pretty cool. So hopefully I can make it if I can get off work.
There are some things that are very specific towards queer and queer people of color here, but at the same token, there are things that are just things to do. And there's always something to do. Like last night, Me and a couple of friends, we went to the Austin Symphony. It was their season opener. Really beautiful. A little Mozart, a little Schubert.
And you know, I didn't mean to cut you off,
But you cut me off.
I'm sorry, but I just gotta say this. Whenever I go through that light, we're on Breaker. What's this road? Breaker and Lamar, and it's always a stoplight. Now since I'm doing stuff, every light is green, so I can't even look in the camera to see. See, this light has never been green. But anyways, I digress. We're right now in the Chinatown
area,
yes,
which is really one shopping center, but that's our Chinatown.
And it's nice. Have you been in there?
Oh, I used to live right back there.
Right,
I was here all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
He's lived north, south, east, west.
Yeah, it's not too far west.
You lived east?
Not too far. This is about as far east as on the other side of 35. Yeah, I've kind of stuck to the highways mostly. But anyhow, there's a lot going on all the time. So, one thing that a lot of folks, it's funny, at the summit last week, here's from someone who says, I'm not black enough, I'm not gay enough, I'm not this enough, or whatever. It's really important that we do open up our minds to a lot of things. I love being outdoors, and granted, not when it's super hot, because it's always super hot for about a good 8 months out of the year here. But to go out, stand up paddleboarding, and go out kayaking, a lot of folks are like, "Ooh, black people, that's white boy stuff."
Yeah,
it's like, no. I love when I go out there and I take some friends or see other people of color enjoying some stand up paddleboarding, because it is a good activity. You get some fresh air, get in the water, and it's just something that people don't assume that we're going to be doing. Or even when we go out, we just actually left a friend of ours who took some pictures for us. They would bring their boat up from San Antonio, and whenever we go out on their boat, it would be just a little group of black folks stopping and getting gas and going out on the boat, and you could tell we would get looks like, black people don't have boats.
I know, and
black people don't swim.
Black people do swim.
But
they have boats.
We have all of this. It's really important to not pigeonhole ourselves in so many things. So when there is a gallery opening, when there is a different type of music that's not just hip hop and R&B, because you never know. Because shoot, Janelle Monáe, technically, a lot of her music is not specifically hip hop and R&B, but she's one of our sisters, in different levels, because she's bisexual.
Yeah,
she's straight up lesbian. I can't remember.
I think she's bisexual. Let me not say that. I thought she was bisexual from what I've heard.
Yeah, she was with Tessa Thompson.
Is that a rumor though?
I don't know.
I think that's a rumor, because I keep Yahooing it and I don't see them together. I saw that one little ad or one little story about it, and I haven't seen anything since. But nowadays people, the gay scene really isn't that huge anymore. It feels like. I feel like it's not that huge.
What do you mean?
Well, because now I don't see a lot of this guy's gay now. Oh, and I don't see it being ostracized.
Oh, it's not as big of a deal when someone comes out. Oh, no.
Because that football player, there's a football player who came out.
An ex-football player.
He's no.
There aren't active. There is no active.
No, there's there's that college football player guy. I need to look it up.
Professional sports, though?
And he's bisexual, though. Mm-hmm. You know about what I'm talking about, right?
No, exactly. I can't think of his name, but yeah.
But he's an ex-football player?
I'm thinking of Michael Sam, excuse me. I can't think of the college player, but yes. But no, it's not as big of a story for the most part. Mm-hmm. But granted, that's in the entertainment world. Now, some people who might be watching this, with their family, it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
It was a big thing because they're no longer connected to their people. But anyhow.
Well, my question to you is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Which part?
Is it a good thing that now it's not as prevalent, or not as not? Because the gay thing was prevalent. Well, I'll say the gay thing, Lord Jesus. Being gay and I feel like in the 90s and 2000s, it was huge. Mm-hmm. Now it's died down a little bit. So now, because it's died down a little bit, is that a good thing? Because now we're not as I don't say popular, but we're not as
the gay culture is more assimilated into the regular culture of America and a lot of other countries. I think that's a good thing. That's kind of the whole point of a lot of the gay movement, is there's a certain level of acceptance on all types of levels. Granted, there are still issues. Like, for example, in certain states, in Texas, I believe the legislature just took out some verbiage in it to where technically, and there's a lot of states still where you can be let go from your job for specifically being gay,
Yeah, I've
and
seen
there
that.
is no state repercussion for that, and that's a challenge. That's scary.
Oh,
He just-
Lord Jesus. Okay.
he so Morris has a thing about.
I have an
about-
eye for trade or thugs. And if you notice me looking around, I'm not just driving, but I'm actually, and everybody does this. I mean,
I saw exactly who you. I was like,
If
oh,
there-
you're gonna point him out.
Yeah, if there's a guy like this hot, I might look, or if you're next to a guy that's in your seat, that's over there, I may look and just glance a little bit. And
you almost killed us.
I know we survived, didn't we?
See how you start talking about trade when we're talking about real stuff.
Well, I didn't talk about it. You're the one that pointed it out. You're the one that said, "Oh, wait a minute, I see what you're looking at," and he's looking at the same thing too as well. So don't get me started on that.
Anyway, but it is important to be able to, for it not to be a big deal. Like it shouldn't be. I don't think it is something that should be. Just like if you've seen the movie Love, Simon, it's like people don't have to come out as straight and all that. It just shouldn't be this production.
Okay.
Granted, that's what people fought for and literally got their asses beat for.
Yeah. Did you ever get like teased in school?
No,
No.
not deliberately. There are certain things that, because I didn't 100% know until I was college age, if not afterwards.
Okay.
And then the hindsight is 2020. It's like, oh, I did like that boy or whatever.
You thought he
it
was cute.
I was like, oh, okay. So it was like hindsight really kind of hit. But no, there are certain things that I did to kind of to butch it up, so to speak. I don't like, even like when you stand there, like I would stand there with my hands on my hips, and I was just told, no, you don't. Only girls stand there with their hands on your hips.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh. And so even now I find myself like I'll put my hand on my hip, but then I'll do it like basically do like a Superman pose, because in my mind, somewhere deep in my mind, it's like, oh, it's unacceptable for you to stand there with your hands on your hips.
Oh wow.
There's so many little things that you'll do, but
Yeah. So in
circling back,
Yeah. For me, living in Austin, and I'm older than you, not by a lot, but back then it was like I was really ostracized in high school and elementary, and it was one of those things that, like you mentioned, you don't put your hand on your hips, you don't switch, you talk deeper, those are the things that living in
I had
Austin.
this voice since I was 12. so
Really? Okay. Well, before you were 12, they didn't. Well,
I was a
don't know.
kid.
Well, but still, I was a kid in Austin, and I remember back in the day. You're a sissy. I remember all that sort of stuff. I used to get teased. Now I never beat up, but I'll get teased about it a lot. So
That's good that it only kind of went to that. I mean, it's not good, but at least it never went past. Wow, that is an elaborate setup.
Yeah. So Austin has a huge homeless
Population.
population.
Not problem. People are not problems.
I wasn't
The
gonna say problem. I was
situation-
gonna say population. I wasn't gonna say problem, seriously. But we're right now. We are near. This is 183. You probably don't know this if you're out of town, but 183 in North Austin. Still, we're driving around North Austin, and So under the bridges, there's a lot of homeless people living under the bridges, and
they just changed the city ordinance about 2 months ago to where the police cannot make them move. So you'll notice more elaborate setups, like now we're passing someone with a couch. If this was May, the police would have told them to move,
Oh,
and
wow.
it would have been cleared out. So we'll see a lot more. There's a lot of things
I
going
didn't know
on.
that either. You're the political part of this.
That's not
side.
political. That's just part of what's happening in the city.
Okay, I need to make sure I'm abreast of that. Yeah.
So any public space, they can't force them to move.
And you know what? And I have no problem against homeless people. I really don't. The thing I have a problem with is how sometimes it can be really junky.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can be like there's a spot like near one of Cameron Road and 183 where it's just nothing but trash.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that because I feel like I want my city to be beautiful. I don't want to see the beer cans and stuff like that near that area.
There just has to be some solutions, though.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's the issue. I don't see it in San Antonio.
I'm not even going to try because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to try, but
Well, that's just my opinion, though. But some like, oh Lord Jesus, some of these homeless people, Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
Anyway.
No, he was fine.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Lord Jesus. Is that bad to do that though?
Be like, hey, baby, you want something to eat?
Oh my goodness.
Go
I'll
take a
pick
shower
you
first.
up. Yeah.
Get on
We
it.
can take a shower together. I mean, why not? You got to take a shower first though. Get the dirt off. I'm sorry, that's horrible to say. Horrible to say. This is something that I like to do. I'm a big game person. And I know we're on the road. And we shouldn't be on the phone.
We shouldn't
first
be
of all.
recording.
Yeah.
So we're
They-
already bad.
The Sonic commercial does this every time. The Sonic commercial, they record. Remember the Sonic commercial where the guys are like eating the hamburger and they're recording too as well?
But they're sitting in the Sonic.
Oh yeah, they are sitting in a Sonic. I thought they were driving. Well, someone is driving at the same time, and I don't know who. Anyways, the game is for you, Keon.
Okay.
Is what is the best part of Austin and why? And the reason why I say this is the game is because I'm just like to say it's a game. Anyways, it's not a game. What's the best part of Austin and why?
The best part of Austin is the fact that people are really open and friendly.
Okay.
And that's not to say, oh, they'll let you in traffic, or because those things do happen. Hold the door open. Those are nice. But when you're out and about, literally you can be almost anywhere, and someone who is localized, so who's been here for a couple of years or more, if they say something to you or you say something to them, they'll actually engage in conversation. They might get you a drink, and not in a romantic way, not in a trying to bang you way, but literally people will just be like, hey, who are you? Oh, cool, I like that too, let's talk.
Yeah, a lot of people
have
do that.
met great people literally by bumping into them, or by just saying, oh, I like your shirt, and it turns into, and it's not in any way, shape, or form something where it's me trying to sleep with them. It's just, we were friendly people and we got a chance to meet each other, and that happens all the time. And
it does.
With that, kind of the expectation of what I tell is like, we'll pass that along to other people, because I know that anytime that I'm out, like we were out last night, met some people who decided to come to Austin. They were from New York and from San Francisco and LA.
Really?
And I was like, why are you here? They're like, yeah, we never been, and we just heard it was cool. It's like, yeah. And hopefully they had a good experience.
Good. I'm happy for that.
Now, don't get it wrong. I don't want them to move here. We got enough people.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
We're full.
Okay. we're up to capacity.
We're at capacity.
Even though they're building like so many different apartment complexes around here. This is your neck of the woods, so and they're building a nice.
They're building a stadium right here. The
stadium?
professional soccer stadium is going to be right here.
Whoa, that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge, Ken. I didn't realize they were building a stadium.
Yes, 20,000 seats.
That's going to cause a lot of traffic on this side of town. Okay, but it's a good thing. Well, it can be progress. Wow, that's deep. And I guess they can go across the street to the domain, which we're going.
That's why it's here, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one of the biggest and best things about Austin. There's a lot to do, but there's just really good people, really friendly, good. Well,
I would agree. So I'm born and raised in Austin, and the people here, I met two guys last weekend at About Time too, and they told me their story was, I've been here for 14 years, I've been here for 11 years, and no one's ever reached out to me. Well, I mean, I feel like no one from Austin has really reached out from you, because people from Austin like myself, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? I'll be cordial. I'll be really cordial, and that's not because I want us to date or something like that. I just want us to be friends. I feel like the more the merrier, and I feel like as black individuals, as black men, okay, lady, thank you so much. As black individuals, why not reach out to another black individual who's gay and who may not have a connection, or may not have a connection like we do. Like we know a lot of people in the city. We know a lot of people that are part of big crowds. We know a lot of people that aren't part of big crowds. We just know a lot of people.
But that is kind of a caveat too. If someone is friendly to you, if you kind of close yourself off or give them one word answers or things like that, and it's kind of like, all right, well, you're kind of doing a disservice to yourself. Because it's happened before where I was friendly to people and they were a little rude, and then I would see them in a different setting later and they would try to engage because I was sort of familiar, but then it was like, no thank you. You showed me, yeah, there might have been nervousness, might have been all this, but honestly, we're big boys and big girls.
And I think those
I
are
don't
the
have
people,
real time for that.
Those are the folks that aren't from here, though.
True, but there's a difference from you might be trying to get out of your shell and then being rude. There's a big difference. Because some people are just really, they are a little, they have a little trepidation. They have trouble maybe having an initial conversation with some people. There's a difference between that. Some people who are just kind of jerks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with the jerks, or I won't deal with the jerks.
Yeah, you do not deal with the jerks on a regular. Damn, another. He got a boot. Oh, okay. So, anyways,
He really
there was a guy. Okay, another. You know, the next game we should. Oh, I have an idea. We should play. How many guys did we see that were fine on the road? I'll make it up for next time. Yeah, because there's a lot, and that's what I like. Austin has a lot of,
just in general, a lot of attractive people.
Yeah, a lot of attractive people.
And it's not just because people do like to stay fit and all that, because that is.
There's some body
important.
positive, sexy men in Austin.
Yes, but people are in general. They just kind of care. They have a lot. People do a lot of self-care, and so in this city, and so it translates to a lot of things. You know, confidence, of course, can be really sexy, but damn, if you just look sexy, then it's sexy too.
Yeah,
And there's a
there's
lot of that.
some not attractive, not attractive sexy people. Is that,
Wait, what?
Is that that's a what do they call those things?
There are not attractive sexy.
Well, there are a lot of, because their personality. I'm thinking that their personality makes them really sexy.
Yes.
And there's some people that just aren't cute in the face, but
Like
really
even
good
last
looking.
night, I remember not bumped it, but kind of was sort of chatting with someone out and about, and everything looked good, but then when they started talking,
It was like,
oh, I do not like you.
Boo.
Like all of this, like you're sexy from here down. All of this, including your mind and how you speak.
It's just like, nope, I'll pass.
Yep.
Okay, so now we are
Go over there. We can use your don't say anything.
So
Yeah.
now we are in the domain area and we're
We's
parking.
We's
and
about to park.
this is actually the end of our show. You know, you may see the information on our Facebook page, or where we're at.
Up there to the left.
Okay. To the left. Okay. Check out Facebook. Check our Talk Around Town. We're on Instagram too as well. Woo! I'm getting so excited because I'm like so not into Instagram, I'm so into Facebook. But check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Invite your friends. You know, talk about it. Look at our posts. There's a lot of good posts that's gonna go on. Yay! And this is show number 2. So So thank you again. Well, for being my co-host. Thank you to our editors. Thank you to our photographer. So and thank you to our location coordinator. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay. So thank you for all that. So
All right.
have a good one. Thanks, Austin. Have a good one.
We'll see you.